So with the release of volume 26 of One Punch Man, which came out not too long after volume 25, we got another bonus chapter, and this one is called The Great Selection. And I'm going to be going over that in this video today. Also, let me point out that the translations for this are coming from Kate Baldy on Reddit, and these are rough translations, and he did the best that he could, but I'll try my best to make the most sense of it that I can. But anyway, in this chapter, we see this Hero Association staff member by the name of Cautious going around and interviewing other staff members for this special project, which could also be considered a promotion. And in the beginning here, we're getting like this exposition dump on the Hero Association itself, where it says it was about 3 years ago that Agoni from Oshoku established the non-profit Hero Association through proposed funding. And a little fun fact about that is that Saitama is the reason for the Hero Association being established by Agoni. Because when we originally found out about Agoni forming the Hero Association, it said when a villain attacked the tycoon Agoni's grandson, a passerby offered help. When he heard about it, he devised this system and used his personal wealth to establish the Hero Association. So this incident in question is pretty much when Saitama saved the ball-chin kid from Crablante, because we can put two and two together here and see that they both have the same kind of chin. So that kid was Agoni's grandson. So in a way, Saitama is responsible for the formation of the Hero Association. Then we come to this point where we meet this guy Cautious. And as I said, he's going to go around and interview a couple staff members for this special project. And the first person that he winds up interviewing is this guy McCoy. Now, as far as I know, the only other time that we've seen McCoy in the manga was in the volume 7 bonus chapter, Pork Cutlet Bowl. That's the chapter where Saitama was like in the police station and dealing with them, and he eventually winds up fighting that plum monster. But what also happens in that chapter is it's revealed that the police think that the Hero Association is sus, and they're not wrong. Coming back to McCoy, we find out that he's pretty much not a good guy, and that he is aware that the police think that the Hero Association is sus. And eventually in that chapter, that plum monster winds up attacking the police station, and considering that it's a demon level, the police have no chance against it. So they wind up calling the Hero Association and coming in contact with McCoy. And McCoy is basically like a jerk to them, saying that oh hey, I thought you said the Hero Association was like corrupt and we're not good guys and all that, but now you need our help, now you need our heroes to come and save you from a monster. Well, say please. And it basically goes on like that for a little bit until Saitama winds up crushing the phone and taking care of the plum monster himself. But like I said, it kind of was just establishing that McCoy is not a good guy. But coming into this little interview here, Cautious says like, "Hi Mr. McCoy, I heard you have a reputation for making good and bold decisions." And from what I'm able to gather here, it's saying that he also had another incident with the police where he intimidated them or something. And it basically comes down to him being asked that are you willing to get into trouble with outside organizations in order to maintain the interest of the Hero Association employees? And McCoy ultimately says that he'll make morally questionable decisions in order for the Hero Association to grow, more or less. So yeah, just further establishing that McCoy is a sus individual. And this is important because this is also setting up a future arc, which McCoy is going to be kind of an important part of. So now we're coming to the more interesting stuff in this chapter, because the next person that Cautious is going to be interviewing here is the bespectacled worker. And this guy has always interested me because he's kind of been hanging out with the bearded worker this whole time. And along with the bearded worker, we never got this guy's name until now, because it's being revealed that this guy's name is Jinzuren. And according to Vib, that could be a reference to the Jin's eyewear company maybe. And another thing that we're getting revealed about him is that apparently he was the one who scouted Atomic Samurai to the Hero Association, so that's kind of cool. But now we're coming to the big moment of the chapter, at least to me, because the bearded worker is going to be interviewed next. And if you're not really familiar with this character and why I think he's a big deal, let me just give you a little brief history of him and just his significance to me and this channel and the viewers of it. So 2-3 years ago, I made a couple videos regarding this theory about about this guy possibly being Blast. I know now it seems ridiculous, but at the time it was intriguing because, you know, Blast wasn't revealed yet and we hardly knew anything about him. To make a long story short, the theory essentially revolved around the bearded worker and Blast having like a Clark Kent and Superman type relationship. But obviously I was wrong because I'm an idiot, as we all know, and this guy is not Blast, he's kind of just this guy, or the bearded worker for the longest time, until now, because we're finally getting his name reveal, and it's Busho. Yep, his name is Mr. Busho. And according to VibHab, this could be a pun on Busho Hige, which means lazy beard. I guess that's like a Japanese thing. Could also mean unshaven, which is hilarious. But yeah, after all this time, that's his name. I don't know why it took so long for one to reveal the name on these two characters, and that was like another thing that led to the intrigue about him possibly being Blast, because we had such little information on him. But now we know what's up. But anyway, when he's asked about, you know, joining the special project or getting a promotion because of it, he says he's not interested, and that he only took the job to help protect the town that he lives in. And if he was going to get like a promotion or any kind of extra money or anything like that, then instead they should give it to the heroes who are struggling, because they need to be given the opportunity to improve their welfare, further showing that the bearded worker is a good guy, as we know, and one of the few truly altruistic staff members of the Hero Association, I suppose. The next person being interviewed is none other than our boy Sitch, and it points out that he is the head of the countermeasures to the Earth-ending prophecy, you know, like his big moment in the series when he reveals that. But ultimately, he's not really interested in a promotion or switching or anything, because he's too invested with this whole prophecy thing. And it's, you know, like literally a matter of the survival of the planet. But then Cautious brings up Sekengar, and he mentions that Sekengar is currently in charge of the Monster Association's hostage rescue plan, which is like the plan to go in there and save Waganma from the Monster Association. And obviously this is happening before they all go in there to do that, because currently in the manga they have saved Waganma, at least for the most part. And they actually say that if that plan is successful, then he'll probably be promoted. And considering that it has been successful so far, I guess Sekengar is going to be promoted in the next arc of the series. But then he asks Sitch, like, hey, you know, what do you think of Sekengar? Do you think, you know, he's good for this job? And then Sitch is basically like, you know, it's a little gutsy, but, you know, I support him. And then Cautious basically says, well, then it's decided. Sekengar will head this new project. And then in the final page, it's finally revealed what this special project is that he's been interviewing all of these staff members for. And it turns out that it's just this Hero Association propaganda movie that they're trying to make, and we see like the poster of it, and this poster in itself is important because this is also setting up a future arc in the series, because we see this person on the front here wearing like this combat suit, and the combat suit's going to be pretty important in the future. And this like bewilders Sitch. He's like, are you kidding me? I finally see the stupid lower mindset of the Hero Association. Run away, Sekengar. And then he's like, if the prophecy deadline is over, which means if it doesn't happen within 6 months, then he's probably going to leave the Hero Association. And yeah, that was the volume 26 bonus chapter, The Great Selection. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, guys. And if you liked the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.